Thank you for your interest in submitting an abstract to the APGO Faculty Development Seminar. Please note that all of the information in this video can also be found on the APGO website. Today, we're going to talk about the 4 different types of abstracts that you can submit. Those are abstracts for workshops, for roundtables, for Innovation Festival, or for the APGO member plenary. Each abstract type will be discussed specifically regarding what the author requirements are, the audience to plan for, the ideal submission for that type of category, how the submissions will be evaluated, and lastly, approximately how many submissions will be accepted for each category. Please note that in keeping with APGO's strategic plan to increase member engagement and inclusivity, we are limiting the number of submissions per member to no more than 3 submissions and no more than 2 that can be accepted for presentation at the Faculty Development Seminar.
I'm Melissa Stevenson-Famey from the University of Washington in Seattle, and I'm one of the FDS co-chairs. I'm going to talk about author requirements for workshops. Workshops must have a minimum of 2 authors and a maximum of 3 authors or presenters. If you have a resident, fellow, student, or Ob-Gyn clerkship coordinator who's submitting, they also need to be partnered with an APGO member faculty who is also registered for the meeting and will support the presentation in person at the meeting. At least 1 author must be an APGO individual member. For your audience, plan to have a workshop that is 75 minutes long, highly interactive, and may have up to 50 participants. What is the ideal submission for this category? Well, topics should be pertinent to UME, although other education-based topics that span GME and faculty development may also be considered. Workshops should employ active learning. They should maximize group activities and discussions and should not solely be in lecture format. Workshops should provide participants with new knowledge, techniques, and tools that will enhance teaching and learning experiences at their home institutions or enhance the participants' professional development as an educator. Please ensure that the title of the proposal workshop clearly and concisely describes the session. How will these abstracts be evaluated? Well, UMEC members and the FDS course leadership use a scoring rubric that takes into account several different components. The first is abstract quality. Second is the level of interactivity. The third is the overall impact that will have on education. The fourth issue is a take-home product, which ideally for a workshop would be something that participants could take home and use almost immediately at their home institution. We also evaluate whether the workshop is inclusive and how collaborative the workshop is, including whether the presenters span disciplines and across institutions. How many workshops will be accepted? We anticipate that about 30 workshops will be accepted for the 2026 FDS at Amelia Island.
Roundtables. Number 1, author requirements. No more than 1 author is permitted per roundtable. If the author is a student, trainee, or clerkship coordinator, they must be paired with 1 faculty who is an APGO member who will register for the meeting and be there to present in person. Number 2, audience to plan for. A roundtable is a 55-minute interactive small group discussion around a single table for up to 10 attendees, including the presenter. Number 3, what is the ideal submission for this category? Roundtable discussions typically begin with a short presentation about hot topics or novel ideas in OB-GYN medical education, followed by an open forum for sharing ideas with a small group. Please be sure that the title of your proposed roundtable clearly and concisely describes the session. Number 4, how will roundtable abstracts be evaluated? Roundtables will be evaluated on abstract quality, level of interactivity, impact, and whether inclusivity is highlighted. Finally, approximately how many roundtables will be accepted? At the upcoming 2026 FDS, we anticipate accepting approximately 15 to 18 roundtables.
And now we'll talk about the Innovation Festival submissions. For the Innovation Festival, there can be up to 2 authors on the submission. The Innovation Festival is an in-person trade show format. During the faculty development seminar, there will be 2 approximately 45-minute sessions dedicated to the Innovation Fest, where at least one author needs to be at their station to demonstrate their innovation to participants. The ideal submission for this category includes low-fidelity simulation, educational films, gamification, case-based flipped classrooms, digital applications, or interactive web-based curricula. Abstracts for the Innovation Festival will be evaluated using a rubric that includes the novelty or innovation, how generalizable the innovation is to other institutions, whether or not learning objectives were included, and the quality of the abstract. Up to 10 Innovation Festival submissions will be accepted for the 2026 Faculty Development Seminar.
Another exciting submission type for FDS are the APGO member plenaries. APGO member plenaries typically feature 1 or a maximum of 2 authors or presenters. The plenary presentations are done on a large stage with an audience of approximately 250 to 300 people. Plenary sessions for APGO FDS are typically inspirational, forward-thinking, and they address foundational or timely topics in OB-GYN education. Presentations based on the science of teaching and learning, professional development, the development of educational research skills, promoting the use of evidence-based education, and addressing diversity, equity, and inclusion in the learning environment are typically highly regarded. Abstracts will be evaluated based on their topic originality, the impact, including how important it is to our membership and attendees, the substance of the presentation, including the description of the content, and the speaker experience with the topic and public speaking will all be considered. If you have any questions about anything that we discussed today in this video, please email APGO at apgoadmin@apgo.org. Thank you so much.